Hi folks, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be part 3 of the tutorial for the cover version of Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode, and if you've already looked at parts 1 and parts 2, I do thank you very much, and also thank all the new subscribers too. It's very much appreciated, the response. I think we're up to about a 25% subscriber to non-subscriber viewing figure now, so that's very much appreciated. So the sequence I'm going to show you today is, I would call it the verse sequence, and it's not a long one this, so the video, this tutorial, this particular part of it shouldn't take too long, and you can hear it playing in the background, so we'll just turn the volume up, let you have a listen. So this is where the words come in. See if I can just try and get the voice in. Words like violence break the silence, come crashing into my little world. Painful to me, pierce right through me. Can't you understand, oh my little girl? And then it would break into the chorus. So I'm going to show you just that verse part today, and the settings are almost exactly the same as the previous two. So the beats per minute is still 60 beats per minute. So what I suggest you probably do is the last sequence that you did, save that one, and then save it to the next empty slot. I've got mine on slot 13, E13, but whatever your next empty slot is, save the previous pattern to that, and then we'll start editing it around. So we're still using almost the same voices. On Digital Synth 1 we're using the D50 Stack 1. On Digital Synth 2 I'm still using my original version of the TB Sqr Sequence 1. Although you can modify that if you want to use the MG Bass 1. It's entirely up to you. It will sound very slightly different, but negligibly different. And the drums is still the TR-909 Kit 1. So let's do the drums first. So I will just isolate the drum pattern. Let's turn it up a little bit. So what I suggest we do to start with, we'll erase what you've got already in this memory slot, and we'll start putting these new instruments and new patterns in there. So I'm just going to erase the drum pattern. So Shift, Erase, Enter, Enter. So that drum pattern is now empty. And we want to take the sequence back to just a one measure setting as well. So go into the menu, use the cursor to go to the pattern length, press enter, and take the value down to measure 1 and enter. Okay, now the drum pattern is fairly simple. It's just 3 drums, bass drum 1, the partial hi-hat, and snare drum 1. Sorry, snare drum 2, beg your pardon, snare drum 2. So let's put those instruments in. So we've got bass drum 1, a little bit too loud. Let's use the level control here just to adjust the drum sound level, and that wants to go on positions 1, 5, 9, 13, and 1, 5, 9 and 13 in the second measure. So although we're bear in mind we've got the pattern length set to 1, but we've got the scale setting to 1/32, so there's actually 32 notes in each measure. So the partial hi-hat, let's go back to 1 again. Partial hi-hat appears on 3, 4, 11 and 12. So we go partial hi-hat on 3, 4, 11 and 12 in the first slot, and 3, 4, 11 and 12 in the second. So we just have a quick listen to that now. So we just got that drum to put in, now the snare drum. So snare drum 2 wants to go on positions 5 and 13. In the first section, and then 5 and 13 in the second as well. So that's the drum pattern. Let's look at the bass pattern now. So actually what we can do now, we can make this into a 2 measure setting. So let's go to the menu, pattern length, press enter, measure 1, we change that to measure 2, and press enter with copying, yes. So now we're going to do the bass pattern. So just let's clear it to start with. So we just press shift and erase, enter, enter. So the bass pattern, we're using, well, I'm using the TB Sqr Sequence 1 sound. So that's the, but we want to play with the filter and the resonance. Wants to be a bit duller, a bit like that. So that's the basic, that's the notes, or the sequence of notes that's going to be played. So it starts off on a C, so make sure you're on the first measure of this setting. So make sure that hold the shift key down, make sure number 1 is flashing, press the C note, and then we want to put that on positions 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14 and 15, and that will then change the next. If we press the shift key down now and press number 2, we're going to put this E flat sound on the same position. So 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14 and 15. So let's have a listen to what we've done so far. Oh, let's turn it on first. So you can see it's starting to come together. So hold the shift key down, press number 3, and we're going to take that now down to this A flat here. Just play about with that cut off until you get the sound how you want it. Just might need to just turn it down a little bit as well. So the A flat is going to go on exactly the same positions. So 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14 and 15. And it's also going to go on the same note is going to go on the last measure, on measure 4, on the same note. So make sure we've still got that A flat selected. 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14 and 15. So let's have a listen to the whole thing. So that's good. That's what we want in that for that bass sound. So the final one is this D50 stack 1, and we've got 3 chords basically that we're going to put into here. So we're shifted up. How many octaves? 2 octaves. We're shifted up 2 octaves. Okay. So use the octave button here to take it up 2 octaves, and the sound should sound something like this. So let's just delete what we've got already in there in case there's anything left in there. So we're going to use the same step recording sequence again. So you press the note, press the step record, press the note, and then use the key hold just to move it to the end of that bar. So when it gets onto 16, one more press, and it's now we're in the wrong position. We're still in position 4. So that's a mistake that's easily done. We want to make sure we're in position 1. Okay, at the very beginning of the sequence. So I'm just going to just shift erase what I've just done in there now, because that's no good. So let's try again. Step record. Press the chord, which is a C, E flat and G, and then move that on with the key hold, and it's not moving. Sorry, let's just figure this out a minute. Just press shift and erase. Right, step record, note, put it on the first one. That's better. Now it's moving to the end. So when it gets to position 16, it now flashes again on 1, which is the 1 of the next. So remember, we've got 4 here, so this is now on the number 2. So the chord that we want in here, I hope you're following this, is a B flat, E flat and F sharp. So use the key hold now to move that on. There we go. So that's now flashing on the third part of the sequence. And then the chord that we want in here is an A flat, a C and an E flat. Again, key hold. Let's move it on. Now the same chord appears here, but we don't just key hold it on, otherwise you'll just get one long chord all the way through those last 2 sequences. You want that chord to just to jam in again, okay? So remember the notes, it's A flat, C and E flat, press the notes again, and then use the key hold to move it to the very end. That's the very end of the sequence. So press step record to get out, and let's have a listen to what we've got. Turn the So in the song that repeats twice, so there's no need to make it into a 4-bar. You could do if you wanted to, you could make it into 4 bars now by just pressing the menu and going into the pattern length and changing it to 4, but it's just the same. It's the same repeating twice. So that's that part of this part of the tutorial finished. Have a go at it, see how you get on, and the next part it will be a double sequence, because we're going to go into the chorus, and the chorus is actually made up of 2 sequences. So we'll take you through that in the next one. So hope you enjoyed that. And again, if you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments below. I'll try and put the descriptions of what I've shown you so far in the comments, and hopefully you'll be able to follow that through. Anyway, take care, wish you all the best, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.